But then they all concertina in the middle. The first accident is at the back. Now, put him into a spin. Heidfeld goes rolling. Button spins around. Alonso at the front trying to pass Michael Schumacher, as in the Heidfeld goes spinning. It's got speed for Toro Rosso. Go into Button. He puts Heidfeld into the air.
Oh, the pole sitter doesn't get going. Oh!
There is not a worse place to stall than at the start of a race. I hope they're okay.
So Briscoe, and there you see the 9 of Gregson off into the grass. How'd it happen? Oh, he got hit by the 13. Timmy Hill moved him out into the grass.
Yeah, we've seen drivers race through there side by side. It's like
it happened in turn number 7.
Pagenaud in the neon car with a move, the squeeze into the corner. And Pagenaud's around. That's Jordan King off into the dirt as well in the 20 car.
But Pagenaud keeps his foot in it and does not get stuck in the sand. King really clobbered him hard.
Jordan King. And more cars off. Is that 21? Yeah, that's Spencer Pigot off in the other Red Carpenter racing car. Disastrous first lap for them.
But a great lap for Power and Bourdais.
A big result, guys, of cold tires. Remember, the guys just got in the track, a couple of warm-up laps. Tires are not up to grip. And as you see, we call that also the kitty litter. Once you're in that, you don't get out, do you? The same. Now watch what's going on here all the way down into turn 1. Everybody's jockeying for position.
Look how Bourdais just forced his way past him.
Around on the outside of the red car on the inside, that was obviously Wickens. But here, this is where everything starts to go away from each other.
Ooh.
So that's something.
That was Newgarden, I think, that got into the side of Pagenaud, made him check up.
Now watch this.
And then King got him from behind.
Top view is the best, but you can see with
can't really see from that angle.
With Pagenaud, looks like he started to come around. Looks like he clipped King. Now watch here. Oh, there you go. Jordan King into the back of Pagenaud.
Now here's a look at the second incident at the chicane.
So he's just run out of room, goes over the chicane, in the air, lands, and has no control.
My goodness.
Yeah, turns 5 and 6.
Sato right there.
These things don't steer very well when you're up in the air.
Yeah, steering gets light, doesn't it? I mean, that could have been a lot worse. You know, in that instance there, he probably should have just tried to avoid the curb and go around the outside. But you try not to do that, Eddie, because you know that you incur a penalty. So it's really a tough situation.
One-year anniversary of their first ever win is today. So
big fire out of Brandon Jones. The 19 off into the grass. Flames were rolling out from underneath that.
He's got big problems with. You saw the 20 behind him. He was also very loose following the 19.
Wow. Yeah, so all that discoloring on the tail was from the fire. You see it wrap up around. That's how the air works out from underneath the back of these cars.
5 tällä hetkellä. Toki Trullilla matkaa Kimin parhaaseen aikaan puoli se tulee. Vaikuttaa myöskin, että siinä tapahtui jotain meni rikki. Aika yllättävää.
Oh, more issues for the 36.
Yeah, 36 of Preston Pardus around, but back out onto the track. No caution. Now Preston Pardus got off track.
Just trying to carry too much speed. Just never could get it slowed down. Round he went. See that the pit strategy.
A 1:23.8 was his number.
And Ryan Hunter-Reay actually lost it really early in the corner before he got out towards the straight, so it wasn't the white line. He lost it much earlier in the corner than that, was already sideways coming onto the main straight, and the car just continued to rotate around and he couldn't bring it back.
Right now they're showing Saavedra at the top, followed by Hawksworth. Green comes out. Ryan Hunter-Reay leads them down toward turn 1.
Guys down here on the restart, Graham Rahal contact with somebody. He's at rest here at the start-finish line, about 40 yards before the start-finish line. Most of the field got by, but Graham Rahal sits completely at a rest.
What can he do now when he gets out on the front stretch?
And the key is, where is he better? You saw right there.
Around the 52, as Cody Vanderwall, one of the 19-year-olds in the field.
Breakers, and he's lost his wing. They've touched.
Power led the field to the green flag, but in turn 1 on the first lap, the big one happens, collecting Joseph Newgarden, Scott Dixon, and Jack Hawksworth.
Briscoe's fast.
Oh, we got an issue here. The 0 Mike Wallace is around.
That's the 0-2 of Brett Moffitt with him.
Moffitt also.
That's Brett Moffitt to the inside of Mike Wallace as they head down to turn 1. Moffitt just too deep. Looks like it starts to wheel hop. Comes around. The driver of the 0-2. We talk about the break, the 10-week break for NASCAR and Fortune Motocross.
Start off the track. The grid in Formula One. A lot of effort and resources going in.
He locked off Schumacher. It's a curious accident too.
Ralph, conditions out there. Obviously, that's what caught you out.
Yeah, just wrong decision.
Off the track.
Left rear damage too. And look at that. That is Ralph.
Right behind him, that's second overall and second in the Copa Shell category. But behind them, Wetherill and Coleman is close. He might be taking a look. Wetherill senses it, drifts to the left just a little bit. Coleman going to go straight to the apex. Now he hops behind it, and that's going to get him around. And that gathered up Horseman just a little bit. And I think Wetherill was able to slide through. And oh, such bad news as Coleman was trapped as well. You know, he got trapped up by it, and a number of other cars now behind him. 153 is involved of Neil Langberg. And so Coleman's sitting there. Everybody had to start to check up and figure a way to get through. It looks like we may have had a little bit of contact there on top of it. So that's not what you want to see. You can see the 113 of Kirk Beyervalt involved. He's got a little bit of damage from the contact. He's got to be very careful here. And man, was that a great place to watch. Okay, speaking of watching, here we go. And again, late move, realized what the problem was, got up over the back of that curb, and everybody kind of got through here, but behind him, people were checking up, and that's when it happened, I think, Ryan.
And Greg, the best of the best have done that same thing there.
Oh, you bet.
That turn 1, it's such a funnel effect. It's so wide on entry, but by the time you get to apex and
Here is the Jaguar, trying to get through on the inside. Pedro de la Rosa.
Ai. Siinä lähti Davidilta auto alta.
Not just strategies as far as the best for your team, but what's your goal? We see the 78 of Vinnie Miller seems to have a right front flat. Now this should bring everyone to pit road. That tire
got a long ways to go to be able to make it back around. Oh, there it is.
Yep. You're right, Steve. Spotters need to be seeing that. Pit. Tell them to pit right now. Oh. Just opportunity there, Steve.
Yeah, I'm surprised Cindric didn't come to pit road as Vinnie Miller tries to limp the 78 back.
So, and he's gone round. Caught the grass and round he goes.
Yeah, the hero of